It's that moment we've been waiting for. We already know how good this is, but now it's up against something that quite literally is a rock star.
Hi everybody, welcome to our channel, or welcome back to our channel.
If you're new.
Hold on while I try to back out of this parking space. I'm driving a yacht, okay? It takes room.
That's what she says, anyway. For those of you who are tuning in wondering just what the crap is going on, and why you saw multiple energy drink cans and whatnot, well, today is the episode I teased about in our last video.
I think they're going to realize that when they see the title, dude.
Indeed. If the title doesn't give it away, yep, this is an episode of VS Monster. The segment on this channel where we, and by we I mean you, the people on the other side of the screen, and me, get to see how certain other energy drinks get to stack up against the likes of Monster.
If you're not a huge fan of Versus, thank Bonnie. It was all her idea.
Yep, VS Monster was entirely her idea. And ideas for the channel can be left in places like the comment section.
Yeah.
Who knows? We just might do them.
You never know. Anyway, Ben, give them the deets on your Rockstar.
Yep, as you can probably guess by this can with a huge star on it with 2 R's in it, this is a can of Rockstar. A lot of people on YouTube often mention cans of Rockstar, especially if they're talking speedrunning in video games. Now, you might not know this, but me and this particular drink have a smaller history than, say, me and Red Bull. But, as you can probably guess, it's one of the titans of energy, alongside Monster itself and Red Bull.
What's the nutritional facts on it?
Well, on the screen you can right now barely see the nutrition facts panel.
How much caffeine?
If you're wondering how much caffeine, it's 120 milligrams per 12 ounces.
And that's a 12-ounce can?
This is a 12-ounce can.
How many calories?
200.
How much does your Monster have, calorie-wise?
Now, when it comes to this, Monster has 230, but it's a 16-ounce can.
Yeah.
And as always, a 16-ounce can of Monster has 160 milligrams per can.
So they're somewhat comparable.
Yeah, they're about the same, basically. It's just the one that's in the 12-ounce can only appears to have less. But if you base it per ounce, both of them basically have the same caffeine count.
Oh, hell's bells. Traffic.
You know, once you've actually been through a lot of drinks within the energy drinks, as I have been, you start to notice these things.
How many different flavors does Monster come in?
There's actually tons of them.
How about Rockstar?
They don't have nearly as much, but they do have a lot. Now, let me tell you a little something. You might not know this, but it's also a little bit of a personal reason for both our challenger and our champion. It has to do with who distributes the cans. As you probably are already aware, we drink, when it comes to non-energy drinks and whatnot, we mostly drink Pepsi around the house when it comes to what colas we prefer. Pepsi happens to be distributor for Rockstar.
I have to admit, I'm not a fan of Coke because of the charities they contribute to. So,
I just prefer the taste of Pepsi over Coke. That said, Coke is a distributor for cans for Monster. Technically speaking, the energy drinks are coming from their own companies, but these drinks basically get distributed by one of the major cola makers, if that makes sense.
what flavor did you get? You're boring now. What flavor did you get?
Don't call me boring, you're boring. Anyway, speaking of boring, I got original. It wouldn't be fair to actually compare 2 different flavors unless there's no choice. Like the case was with the Bucked Up in the episode 0. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, we remember. What episode is this?
Well, episode 1 came right after that, and I believe that was Red Bull.
Okay.
So this makes this episode 2. Because
Okay.
remember, we started from 0.
Well, we're getting ready to come up on McDonald's where I'm going to get a tea. So if you want to crack that open and give it a slurp on your way there, you better get on it.
Well, here comes the moment of truth. Because, as always,
It smells like chewing gum.
part of the joy of watching a VS Monster video is watching as I subject myself to the other drink.
It really does. It smells like bubble gum.
It kind of smells like a bubblegum vat. You know, where they make the gum in. Alright. Let's see if this actually is worth my time.
Like he doesn't know. Like he's never had it before. And then he burped.
Okay, I'm gonna just address the elephant in the room. Not all energy drinks happen to have their flavors as purely their flavors. Some of them have some sort of bitter on them. This one has a lot.
A lot of bitter.
Yeah, it's a bit on the bitter side. That said, this isn't like how I had it last time. And it's most definitely better than their 0 offerings. Because let me tell you, I wouldn't touch a Rockstar 0 that didn't have any additional flavoring to it with a 39.5-foot pole. No siree, Bob.
Let me smell it up close and personal.
Alrighty.
Okay, you can smell the bitter. You can smell the bitter underneath the bubblegum scent.
Yeah.
But you have to be right up on it.
Yeah, but when you actually go to taste this one, the bitter is literally like a baseball bat to your glass jaw.
So it is not highly recommended by one bin.
It's not highly recommended by me for that. But there are some people who swear by it. If you don't mind the bitter, by all means, I'm not going to stop you.
Welcome to my McDonald's. How bitter is the Monster?
Can I get for you today?
Hi, I need a large unsweetened tea.
I'm
with
going to wait for her to
extra
finish
ice.
with that to answer her question.
No, that's it.
Gonna be 169 at the first one.
I was reading. What? I already have the money, Ben. I don't need it.
Oh, to answer your question in regards to how bitter Monster is,
Yeah.
I do not taste a single bit of bitter in there.
Hi. You're fine. Yes.
So it's gonna be 169.
And here we are driving through the McDonald's. Now, in case you're wondering, this drink is literally a bitterness factory. So if you don't mind your energy drinks being bitter,
Here, Benny.
then by all means. Though, to be
I'll
fair,
sit this back here for you to take care of, okay?
hey, though to be fair on Rockstar's part, Rockstar I don't think was meant to be drank
Could
straight.
I get a cup of ice?
Because guess why? Guess why I think Rockstar wasn't meant to be drank straight?
I don't know.
It was created in response to people putting Red Bull into other drinks. You know, mixers and such. Rockstar was obviously made in order to give them something that's dedicated as such.
Show them what I got. That, people, is not extra ice.
Consider yourselves on notice, Delaware County
And
McDonald's.
I need 3 of the blue sweeteners. Thank you.
So yeah.
Now I have to pull over and Frankenstein my drink.
So yeah, guys, a can of Rockstar wasn't necessarily meant to be drank the same way I do, but I tend to take my energy drinks straight. So yeah, If you're one of those who likes to spike your drinks with an energy drink, then you might not mind necessarily the hyper bitter factor of a can of Rockstar, though that's largely due to the fact that the bitterness does in fact get cut when you mix them.
Okay, so which one wins?
Now, obviously, this one, I didn't really have to give it very much thought. Monster still happens to be sitting on the top suit. And while it has some drinks that happen to sit right beside it, unfortunately, there's just no room right beside it for original flavored Rockstar.
Sadly for Rockstar.
But hey, Rockstar has its own niche. But for me, it knew ahead of time what it was gonna end up losing to. But hey, gotta send some drinks straight to the slaughterhouse in order to prove a point, no?
Okay, I think it's time to finish off your video.
Yep.
What are you thinking about for next time?
For next time, I'm gonna leave that one a bit of a surprise because I'm starting to run low on Titans. But there's plenty of energy drinks out in the world. I'll leave it up to fate what the next one is. That said, one thing I will tell you is before we start looking into other sources to get more energy drinks for the show, I'll start exhausting what we can reach in here in meat space, aka what we can physically reach, before we start looking into other sources. But we'll only look into those other sources if you tell me you like this. If enough people happen to like this, so to speak, we'll dip into other sources other than just real life.
He's talking about me ordering online, which I'm not doing.
She will.
You can say you like it all you want, people. It ain't happening.
She'll do it if you like it enough. She wants the views.
Not that much. Okay, everybody, thank you for joining us. I hope you had a good Easter and enjoyed our Easter video.
And remember, don't miss our next episodes. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that other happy gobbledygook.
Yeah, and just take care of yourself and make sure you've hit notifications so you know when we have our next video posted.
If that bell ain't ringing, you're doing it wrong.
Don't do it wrong, right?
There you go.
Okay, take care of yourselves. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.